Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. This is our sixth review for Halloween month. Today we're reviewing Mark Waid, Mark Waid's Irredeemable, published by Boom Comics. It's basically a what-if story. It's like, what if Superman uh, basically decided to go supervillain and just snapped and went on a fucking huge murder spree. Uh, the Superman character here is Plutonian. He was part of this superhero team called Paradigm. The premise for the series is just like what I said. He goes on a murder spree, changes costumes to like a darker costume, loses the cape. Um, he's going around like killing people, killing his villains, and he's trying to hunt down his former teammates of Paradigm, which I can't remember all their names. There's this Reed Richards character, super genius, who can like I guess he can like manipulate machines or something like that. We don't know. He's like the leader. You have Black Volt, or not Black Volt. You have Volt, who is African American character. He's basically a ripoff of Black Lightning, and it's not like there's a lot of black superheroes with lightning powers. There's like, as far as I know, there's only two. There's Black Lightning, and then there's Static Shock. You have Kaiden, who's this Japanese superhero. It's a girl. She can recite Japanese ghost stories, and they come to life, and the ghosts fight crime for her. You have the two twins. I think they're called Scylla and Caraditis. Though it's revealed later on that, like, only one of them has powers. The other one just has the ability to siphon off his brother's powers, and that's how it works. You have Gilgamesh, I think he's supposed to be based off Gilgamesh, who's this historical hero character who supposedly is like a giant and lived till he was 400 years old or some shit. Gilgamesh is this, like, I think he's supposed to be Asian. It's kind of hard to tell. He has wings. His abilities are, besides from flying with his wings. Yeah, that's a little foreshadowing there. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it. He does have it. It's implied that he has like super strength and somewhat invulnerability, and his wife is also part of the team, Bets, who, as far as I know, doesn't have any powers, but I could be wrong. They don't really show off anything here, and it's been a while since I read this series. I've only read up to like volume 3 or 4, and there's also this companion series called Incorruptible. Don't read that. That series sucks. Yeah, so basically the story is, while Plutonian is going around killing people, hunting down his former friends, Paradigm is out there gathering information, trying to find discover any secrets that can be used in order to fight Plutonian. Plutonian also has this super villain that's the only one that's been able to, like, give him a hard time throughout his career, called Modius. He's missing. The Reed Richards character, whose name I forgot, sorry to say, created this robot copy of him, and that helps him run the secret base. But they also have a second feature where they're supposed to help him find the original Mobius. So after we get, I should also say, if you're a parent and you don't like seeing children be harmed, children be killed, there are scenes of graphic violence in this series, and the Plutonian does kill children. So if you're like a parent and you don't want to see any of that, yeah, it's in here. So okay, so I was gonna give this a 9 out of 10, but because of the criticisms I have, which I'm going to go into right after I give the rating, it's a 8 out of 10. So after this point, it's going to be a spoiler review where I pretty much spoil everything. So if you don't want to be like spoiled, click off the video now. And from now on, I'm going to put my rating in the description. So if you don't want to watch like a 15-minute review, the rating is going to be in the description. So okay, so like yeah, one of my major criticisms of this book, and I forgot to say, the art is great except for the covers. The covers are shit in my opinion. Like John Cassaday, I don't know, like I'm not really a fan of his art. Okay, my second criticism is there's a scene where they're interviewing Samsara, who's this superhero from London. He's Indian. He has this power to, like, I guess not die if he's buried in the earth or some shit. He can regenerate. So he was Plutonian's sidekick. At the beginning of the series, the Paradigm is interviewing him, and there's this throwaway line where they're mentioning that, like, this is the third time we talked to you, and like Samsara is like trouble, like, they're asking him questions. Samsara's having trouble remembering anything. He can't seem to remember. Then one character who as far as we know is a normal person, the guy who's interviewing him is supposed to be a super genius, but nobody realizes that, hey, the back of his head is shaved. Why is that? So one character notices this, goes around and sees that there's a scar, and it's implied that the Plutonian lobotomized him, and that's why this character can't remember anything. They've interviewed him 3 times, and not once did they notice that this guy, who kept scratching the back of his head while he's being interviewed, has this wound, like the scar at the back of his head. Like, what the fuck, dude? My other criticism is more, my third criticism is that by volume 3, the creator forgets the fucking premise of this series, which the premise of the series, what if the world's greatest hero goes villain, just snaps one day because he's sick of the ungrateful people being constantly betrayed. There's this great scene in here where he's dating some girl, this Indian woman. You can tell by her last name. That, you know, like, he goes to tell her secret at work, and it turns out he was her co-worker. He reveals his secret identity, and immediately she snaps and goes to her co-workers who work at a fucking news radio station, and they basically try to dox Plutonian, and he snaps and, like, brings down their like satellite and basically threatens them. So that could have been one of the things that led to his him snapping. But what it turns out, the real reason why he's going crazy, he's killing everybody, is that it's revealed in volume 3 or 4, I can't remember which, that basically he was a sociopath the entire time. He was evil the entire time. And it's like, wow, you just fucking fucked up the premise for your series. And it was after that reveal, I was so pissed off that I stopped reading the series. Uh, yeah, it's like, dude, like, how could you fucking just do that? And going on to my fourth criticism of this series is that it's 37 issues long. This kind of story you tell in like 12 issues in limited series. Like, there are certain writers that are great in my opinion, but they're only good in short bursts. Like, they're not good when they try to tell ongoing stories. And to me, Mark Waid is one of those fucking people. Like, besides, I tried to read like his Flash run. It was okay at parts, but it was mostly like generic at best. He's only like he's only good in my opinion when he's doing a short run. And even then, who the fuck knows? Cause like, to be honest, the only like graphic novel besides from this that I really liked by him is Kingdom Come, which if you haven't read Kingdom Come, it's it's one of DC's greatest graphic novels. It has art by Alex Ross. I'm going to review it at some point on this channel, because I'm fucking wondering now, like, how much of what makes that book great is Mark Waid and not just Alex Ross's great art. Which, if you haven't seen Alex Ross's art, look it up now. It's fucking gorgeous. He does photorealistic paintings, basically. Like, every fucking like panel in that book is a painting. And also, this isn't really a criticism. This is just funny to me. Yeah, I guess because the Plutonian is super strong and shit, he can't have normal sex. So there's this scene where he forces two people to have sex while he watches. So he has like a cuckold. He has like an involuntary cuckold fetish. Which is funny to me. And it's like it's like a guy that looks like him fucking Bet, which is the wife of Gilgamesh. Which you find out later in the series that him and Bet had an affair, and that's why he has this attraction to her. And Gilgamesh, I'm pretty sure Gilgamesh knew about it. I can't remember, but like, yeah, I kind of lost respect for that character. I think they even reveal it, but whatever. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than there is this really stupid scene where like he's kind of ambushes the team, this team of supervillains. Like, his old villains team up together. They show up at this superhero's base that just happened to have plutonium hanging around in there. He tricks them into handling them this button, this self-destruct button, and tells them, hey, this is like a thing that can kill me. If you really want to team up with me, don't press the button. And before he can finish the sentence, they press the button, which self-destructs the fucking base. Like, why this is like a plot hole or something to criticize, in my opinion, is that the leader of these team of supervillains is called the Fixer. It's implied that he's supposed to be smart, he is the one that's leading this group, and he doesn't look altogether that powerful. You don't think he would have fucking figured out what was going on? But then again, even if he did figure it out what was going on, like, plutonium would have killed him anyway. So that is a short criticism. So yeah, I don't really have anything